Hello guys and welcome to AS Monaco. I am back. It is me, John, aka Old Man Sudor. So before we get into the game, I just want to say, for those of you who don't know, I've took a couple of months off of YouTube. My daughter was ill. She had a heart defect. We needed to have some surgery. So this put to one side while we looked after her, but she's getting better. We're sorting that all out. So I'm back, and I thought I'd ease myself back in with a save with Monaco. Obviously in real life, not doing too good at the moment. As I record this, I believe they're 19th in the league. They've won like 3 games out of 22 or something crazy like that. Obviously, Thierry Henry's just been sacked. They actually got the manager who Thierry replaced. I can't remember his name off the top of my head now, but they got him and brought him back in. So see how they go. They should be. I mean, we'll go through the team in a little bit because this is just going to be a small introduction to the team and everything like that. Yeah, just crazy. But like I said, before we get through all that again, I just want to say again, obviously I took some time out. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's sort of messaged me and asked always, or if I've popped in streams, if I've popped been in Twitter or anything like that. People have been so nice asking me how I'm doing, how my daughter's doing and that, and I want to say a massive thank you. And especially want to give a shout out to Kegman and Kanga. Both of those guys have been absolutely brilliant, and there's plenty of others I could mention as well, but those two guys have been brilliant, and I'll put links down to their streams because they are absolutely fantastic. Both of them do streams on Twitch. Alright, but apart from that, like I said, we're going to get into this now. I haven't done YouTube for a couple of months, so forgive me if I'm a little bit rusty. And the disclaimer before we go anywhere, I'm going to mess up some names. Yes, these are very well-known players. Yes, I am rubbish at pronouncing names. I do it even though I even pronounce my own team, Aston Villa's names wrong. If you go and look at my series, you'll see I used to pronounce some of their names wrong. It's the way I speak, it's the way I read it. It's just me. So if you don't like it, get over it, I guess. Really, it's going to happen. I can't really help it. So anyway, we're going to get through to Monaco. For those of you who don't really know much about Monaco, they're a team that periods are easily one of the best teams in the French division, and then they have blips. Then they go to being, again, sort of close to being one of the best teams in the division. Then they have blips. Probably doesn't really see it, that one there, so much. If I go to let's go back here, and if I go to view history, you'll sort of see it a bit more. So second, first, third, second, first, 8th, 18th, where they got relegated. And then you sort of look here, and they had like a bit of a mixed period. Best teams, well, one of the best teams. Mixed period for a couple of years. One of the top 4, top 5 teams. Bit of a blip. They do it. They seem to do this every time. They have a little bit of a blip, then they become one of the best teams in the league, either winning it, finishing second or third, and then they have another blip. It's absolutely crazy, and it seems to go on and on and on. If you look, decent blip, decent blip, decent blip. It's absolutely, it's just mind-boggling when you actually look into it. And they seem to be going through a bit of a blip again. I think that's down to a few reasons. I think it's finances. I think there's probably a bit of unluckiness with injuries. I know they've had like some of their top players out, like the defender Gilk, is it? I think his name was injured. Substitute has been injured in real life. This is as well. So they've had some real big injuries. They've also, I think, been mismanaged is the best way. I don't think Henry quite knew what to do with the team. So we're going to try and we're going to try and do better than that. Really, that's the aim anyway. Like I said, they are a huge team. You can see here they've won 8 leagues, 5 French cups, which I'm going to guess is the FA Cup or equivalent in France. One time they've won the Coupe de la Ligue. I'm guessing that's going to be like a League Cup from the looks of it. And they've won some other ones as well that probably don't exist anymore. Tropes to Champions, I believe that is a bit like the Charity Shield or a Super Cup sort of thing, where I think that's it. Paris Saint-Germain have obviously won it for the last fair few years, but I believe that's like their sort of Charity Shield overall. So let's go. This is going to be a bit of a squad introduction. I'm going to quickly look at one or two bits around the team, and then we'll finish it there, and we'll get into the games properly next episode. But I'm not going to go massively into the squad. I think if anyone, most people who are football fans will know most of these players. Obviously, one of the main players is Falco. He's been one of the best strikers in Europe for the last 10 years or so. He's a very, very good player. Didn't do too well in the Premiership when he was at Man U and at Liverpool. 26 in 4, 10 in 1. Not great, but as you can see, he's been quite prolific, and he's been a really good sort of especially when he was at Atletico Madrid, and he was at who is that, FCP Porto, isn't it? When he was at them, you can see that he was absolutely fantastic. Done really well in Monaco, 29 and 21, 26-18. Not bad stats for anyone really over the last couple of years. The one issue I would say is he's on 155k a week. I think he's on double more than what anyone else is on. Yeah, I mean, Nancy Chadley is on sort of 70. That's just crazy, and that he's earning that much money. But let's go back to the squad anyway. I mean, like I said, you've got a lot of players that are very good. Quite a few youngsters as well. Quite a few older ones as well. You've got Gilk, fantastic defender. Govlin, young Russian lad. I think most people will know him from the World Cup. Had a really good World Cup, and he's one of those players that he could be an absolutely fantastic. At 22 years old, he could be really, really good. I think it was the CSK Moscow, was it? Yeah, it was. It was CSK Moscow he came from. Just new in this year. Lopez, fantastic player. Didn't quite do it. I think it was Man City. It was, wasn't it? Yeah, Man City. He went off to Lille. Is that Los? Is it? Yeah, Lille. I will remember, but didn't quite do anything at Man City. Went to France and has done pretty well. He's been a pretty good player overall for them. Jemison's a good defender at 25 years old. He's in his absolute prime. Might even improve a tiny bit. Tielemans, what can I say? Probably maybe not so much last year, but especially in like 2017, 2016 Football Manager, this was pretty much most people's main buys from Anderlecht. He was just absolutely fantastic. Like I said, they've got some really good. They've got a couple of Asian players. Yeah, Substitute is 33, but there's not much really to talk about him. He's one of the best goalies for the last 10 years again. Croatian goalie. I don't think there's much I need to really talk about the guy. We all know how good he is. He had a fantastic World Cup himself. And as you can see, I feel like I'm repeating myself because they have got their sort of first team, or their strongest side, is a really good side. Maybe lose it a little bit in the defensive midfield role. Maybe that's something we will need to try and improve on. They haven't really got a very good defensive midfielder, and I think we could do with one of them. Maybe depth is a little bit lacking, but overall, a really, really good side. And they've got some really good youngsters, and the youngsters don't sort of finish here. If you go to the reserve, and you've got quite a few decent players who are out on loan as well, as you can see there. Kakiti is out on loan. Where is he on loan at, actually? At Inter. Fantastic winger. An absolutely fantastic winger. George is there as well. Nadi looks like he could be reasonably good. Gil Diaz looks like he could be a decent winger as well, as you can see there. He's got really good stats. And he's only 21 years old. Could be absolutely fantastic. So some really, really good players, especially if you go through the potential. You've got Diop here, attacking midfield central, 18 years old, 2 stars at the moment, potential to be up to sort of 4.5 stars. Looks really good. Might need to go out on loan for a season, but looks absolutely fantastic. Musa Silla as well, looks like a decent striker. And it carries on in the under-19s. They've got so many good youth players. They've worked so hard on the youth. And this might be why they have their blips. I think they get some really good youth players in. They start playing well, and then they get sold to the bigger teams to make up the money. But William Gibbels, is it? I think Gibbels. He looks like a good striker. Got him from Lyon from the looks of it. And then you got Pietro Pellegrin. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Another one. I know he was it a record? I think it was that he was the highest like 16-year-old or 17-year-old that ever purchased or something like that, or under 18 or something crazy like that. Looks like a fantastic player though. Again, 5-star potential, wonder kid. Valued only at 1.3 million actually, so he's definitely someone worth buying, or people taking a punt on if they can get him away from Monaco. It looks really good. It needs to work. All these stats would go up with games, and these might be some guys that we'll bring up and play some games at 16, 17, get them out on loan, maybe for a season. They could be really, really good players sort of quite quickly as well, because they're not far off being first team players as it is. But some absolutely fantastic players, like I said, some really, really, really good players. It's absolutely crazy. But that's it. I mean, this is a team that really shouldn't be down in 19th or anything like that, and I think we'll be okay, and we won't be like getting down that way. But obviously, the big one is to try and beat PSG. Obviously, you got a couple of other good teams. You got Lyon. You've got St Etienne, are pretty good. You got Lille, obviously, and Montpellier, pretty good. Bordeaux, somewhere there they are. Marseille, are really pretty good. Nice as well. Some very, very good teams in this league, so it's going to be a fun save, I think. See how it goes. That's all the thing. We have got one little issue though. I say little issue, I think it's quite a big issue. Financial fair play. The European continental club competitions, financial fair play. At the moment, we are going to fail this. I've never been in a position where I've failed this, or even been in a position where I could fail it. We cannot lose any more than 4.48 million over a 36-month period, which is 3 years. Currently, we're going to lose 12.5 million. We could probably do with selling a player. Hopefully, we don't have to sell one too soon. Period end date, end of 2018. So no, it does finish the end of this season. We need to probably sell a player to make this money up. I don't know if we can make the money in time otherwise, but yeah, I mean, this is the scary thing is as well, the board will try to bridge the discrepancy through the pursuit of additional revenue streams and by making cuts in expenditure whenever possible. The further asks that playing staff costs are reduced and additional income is sought through player departures. They want me to sell players basically. Yeah, if failure to comply, you'll get a ban in European competitions. This is why I think we might have to sell Radamel Falcao. He's on so much money. He's on double what everyone else is. We sell him, we could make our money. 20-25 million, we'll buy a decent striker. We'll find a decent striker for 20-25 million quid. And then make that money up and not have to worry. And free up the wage budget hugely. Let me know what you guys think. I really would like you to have your input over the weekend. Obviously about this one, and we'll see, because I think this could be, we sell him. He's 32 years old. He's getting to the end of his career a little bit. He's been very good, but if we can get 30 odd million, if we could get 35 million for him, that leaves us a good 20 million to spend, and we could buy a decent striker for 20 million, I feel. And with some of the youngsters we've got as well, I think we'd be good. You remember we've got Djokovic as well. He's a really good striker, so I think overall we would do absolutely fine. Like I said though, let me know what you guys think. That's the only I'm thinking. It's just his money. He's crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous what money he's on. It's absolutely just ridiculous overall. But we will finish the episode there, guys. What is our first game of the season, actually, before I forget? So we've got quite a few friendlies there. We've got a testimonial as well. And then we've got the Tropes to Champions. I'll see who we play there. If it's like PSG, I might play that. If not, it'll be the Nantes game. Might even be both of them. Obviously, we'll see about transfers. I'm not sure if we can really buy anyone, or I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see on this one. I'm going to have to sort of see how things are going and see what's going on with the league, because we don't want to be banned from the European competitions. But I'm going to finish the episode here, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, remember to subscribe. It'd be absolutely fantastic if you guys would give me a warm welcome back and we can hit 10 likes. That would be absolutely brilliant. I'd love that. Remember to sub if you haven't already. And I will see you on the next episode. Bye for now.